In school, especially during my O-level, ordinary level, Form 1 to Form 4, we used to have a subject called Compare and Contrast. I want to compare Robert OUKO and Nicholas Biwott. Any leader, especially the president or head of state or head of government, has, I would say, up to five, we will count them. He has up to 5 different sources of information. And when he gets those various different sources of information, when he gets that information, he now puts them all together and comes up with one decision. It is up to him whether the decision is good or bad. You'll never blame the advisors. The highest level of a committee that advises the president is the cabinet. When the cabinet meets, you see, in the cabinet you are the minister for this, you are cabinet secretary for that. But when you meet as a cabinet, you jointly make a decision. You may be the minister for transport, but when they are talking about something to do with agriculture, you'll come up as a committee and you'll advise the president to do what he'll do. So the cabinet is the highest. We have the most influential committee. It is called NSAC, National Security and Advisory Committee. This is the committee that deals with security. The president gets that from that. The president also gets advice from the line ministry. If he wants to do anything that deals with one or more departments, if it is one department, he goes to the minister for that department. They deals with that minister. The CS, the PS, and all directors of various things in that ministry. But we have even some issues that go cross ministry. For example, Haiti. Haiti, the president will talk with NSAC, the president will talk with the Minister for Internal Affairs, Minister for the CS for Internal Affairs, the CS for Defense, he'll talk to the cabinet, he'll talk to NSAC, he'll talk to... So there are those things which cut across. So we've talked of cabinet, we have talked of NSAC, we have talked of the line ministry or ministries. Then the president, head of government, and head of state usually has paid advisors who are for that thing. Yes, we have the minister for trade, but the president has a personal assistant who advises him on trade issues, the Kinandis of this world. He has that is the paid advisor for that. Then he has his personal advisor who does that, a very personal. If I can give you an example, when Kibaki wanted to do things with to make an opinion or to make a decision on matters to do with the police, he would call the police commissioner, who was Matthew Sitere. But then again, he would also call a former police commissioner, Duncan Washira. Duncan Washira would also give him advice. And you know, Duncan Washira by then was not on payroll. Or if he was on payroll, he was not on payroll as an expert in police work. So the president has the cabinet, he has the line ministry, he has an advisor who is an expert in that field. Then he has friends. Now, these friends, they may be in all those groups, but there will also be personal friends. And among the friends he had was Nicholas Biwott, and there was Robert OUKO. Now, Robert OUKO, which is okay, to me it's okay. If you have friends like Robert OUKO on one side and Nicholas Biwott on the other side, you need friends who tell you what you want to hear, and you need to have friends who will tell you what you need to hear, so that you balance everything. If you are all the time with advisors who tell you what you need to hear, without advisors who tell you what you want to hear, it's bad. Just as bad as having friends who tell you what you want to hear without telling you what you need to hear. That one, of course, when they know each other, even the current president, his friends his advisors, let me not say friends, his advisors who tell him what he needs to hear, of course, they would not like those who tell him what he wants to hear, and vice versa. That is normal. Please expect that. Then after getting that, after getting such people, of course they'll collide. Another thing that made Biwott and OUKO collide was something to do with their character. You see, OUKO used to do a lot of things with an intention of, apart from what I said, the correct thing, he also did things with an intention of winning votes. Remember, those days, cabinet members were also MPs. So, OUKO would do projects with an intention of placing them at or near his home area, so that the people in his home area see his reviving projects and whatever, so that during an election, he can be elected. And Biwott knew that he was always unopposed in his place. So what Biwott used to do was mulungula, 10%, 10%. So that was another source of conflict. Another conflict was the Ministry of Regional Development. You'd find that that Ministry of Regional Development used to be occupied mostly by these two people. One time, Biwott is the Minister for Regional Development, and OUKO is the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Another time you find OUKO is the Minister for Regional Development, and Biwott is the Minister for State in the Office of the President. And you know, Ministry of Regional Development is the ministry that decided which mega project would go to which region. So even if OUKO was the Minister of Foreign Affairs, he had an eye into the Ministry of Regional Development. He wanted developments to go to his place. He wanted Kisumu molasses plant to be there through the Ministry of Regional Development. He wanted Sondu Miriu to be there through the Ministry of Regional Development. When it came to Sondu Miriu, Nicholas Biwott stopped. I hear nowadays Sondu Miriu. I saw 20 in NTV Sundays at 7:30, 8 at 8. They usually, 8 in the evening, they usually go around the country. And Sondu Miriu is a mega project. Biwott wanted Sondu Miriu to be there. And the money which the Italians were to produce for Sondu Miriu, that money was to go and construct. The money was to go and construct Webuye, Nabuyole Falls, and also construct Sondu Miriu. But Biwott, under the policy of tie the horse, let the donkey walk so that he goes near the horse, he said that those monies be taken and construct Turquel Gorge. If you see the initial signing of Turquel Gorge, my signature is there. Imefanya mengi bwana dunia hii. So Biwott, having Sondu Mirio stopped and Nabuyole and Turkwel Gorge being constructed, you see that is a conflict with OUKO. And then the molasses plant, let me not mention, you know he's contesting for African Union Chair, Council, and I support him. So, the molasses plant, they all agreed because you cannot plant sugarcane in Kainuk. You cannot plant sugarcane in. Yes, you can, because sugar is planted in Egypt and River Weiwei. You can, those areas of Kina Masol, Kina Sekwer, Kina where, Kina up to Sigor, you can plant Kainuk, Lokichar. You can use that Weiwei River. You can use that bridge at Kainuk to, yeah. But anyway, that time you could not plant sugarcane in those areas. But if you use irrigation, you can even today. Biwott wanted Kina Airagi were Italians who were doing. Biwott wanted them to bribe him, and Biwott and OUKO wanted that thing to work as quickly as possible, because people who plant sugarcane in OUKO's area would benefit because their sugarcane would have a market. Mujengo, watchmen there, even this small worker like clerks and whatever, people from around Kisumu would do that. And that, viewers, is the reason why OUKO and Biwott differed. But you see, when Biwott went to see the president, he never told the president that is the reason. He told him that OUKO wanted to overthrow him. And Moi was eternally, what do you call these people who are always suspicious? Even if you greet him, even if you talk to him, he says, this fellow, he never just come to greet me. He has some he's paranoia. Yeah, that is the word, paranoia. Kizungu ilikuja na meli. He's always paranoia. And Moi, by nature, is that kind of a person. My father, my biological father, Lando, was also that type of a person. And these are the people who, if you go there to praise somebody, he's uncomfortable. But if you go there and praise, if someone does anything, if someone comes to your area, sees that the toilets have fallen down, and he decides to come and construct modern toilets, which the human waste can also be used to as a fuel to boil, to turn them into water to boil for people to bathe. There are those people who say, why is he doing so? You come here with 10 millions, you use it, and maybe you had a terminal illness and you told God, if you do that, I'll take my 10 millions and construct such a school. People say, no. Even the politicians, the MCA will say, this my fellow wants to be the MCA. You'd even see the MP stopping that project because he says nothing for nothing. So Moi was that type. Moi was a type of a person who always believed that whatever good you do, there is a hidden, the 10 cards you are showing, there is one card that is below the table, and that card is the most dangerous. This is a revised edition of what people hacked and blocked. I will cover all thematic stations of OUKO as I had covered in the other channel. Thank you.